This is the one thing I'm calling BS on.
So once he was finally identified as the prime suspect, Kohberger, what more did the authorities need to do before they were able to arrest him? How long was he surveilled by law enforcement prior to that arrest?
That's a great question, because they had developed him as a possible, I think they were getting there before he left town. And I don't know why the following thing didn't happen. This is a question I would have if I was talking to the investigators, because the timeline, and this is not a criticism, the timeline is not entirely clear to me. The question I would have is, how'd you let him leave town? Because if he was already developed as a possible, relative to how I described it earlier through the phone pings that we knew that happened on the cell towers, the car, including this great lead that came in from Washington State University 8 minutes away. What I would have done is I would have said, okay, we're sitting on DNA. This guy looks really good. Take his garbage from, in Washington State University. And so if you had him as a possible, I would have just taken a young-looking detective and put him in a van and said, sit here and watch this guy. When he throws his garbage out, keep your eyes on it. You have no expectation of privacy. It's discarded. Go take his garbage. Remember, you're sitting on the DNA at this point. You already got DNA from the scene. You would have got him. You must have been looking at him strongly enough to do what I just said, because you never would have let him leave town. Why? Because when he leaves town, they did the 2 car stops. Now, the story goes that that's an accident. This is the one thing I'm calling BS on.